Hey. I said, excuse me, but you don't understand where I'm at. I was all around the world, on span, across the map. I've been laying low and now it's time to pop up, bitch, I'm back. Now I'ma run it up. Snooze on the kid that you dumb or what? You better go get your numbers up.
Holy shit! Unless you're sticking McNuggets in my hand, I don't want to hear it!
It's 10:30 a.m. We don't serve chicken McNuggets at this time.
Yes, you do!
No, we don't.
Why not?
Because we do.
You know what?
Did you just hiss at me?
I did more than just fucking hiss at you.
Hey, just get your ass out of the car. What's going on over there?
Don't you fucking run away from me, you family.
Man. God, holy shit.
Don't make me assume my ultimate form. I will fuck you up. Wait, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna wreck you. Get the fuck back here. Get the fuck. I'm gonna try to swallow you like a dumbass.
Ma'am. Whoa.
You know who I am?
Ma'am. What? Close that shit. Man. God damn. Oh my God. What the fuck is this bitch on? Holy shit.
What's going on? Did she like get burned by her apple pie or something?
Dude, I have no idea. Alright, we need to call the police. This is out of control. Holy.
Tell me. I want to know.
Okay. I'll tell you. I'll tell your son. I'll tell Heather.
More you the daddy.
Okay.
You know how many times I've heard that on my show? You know what I say to it all the time? I'm the father of some, but not many.
Okay.
It's Tony.
In the case of 2-month-old Zayon, Tony, you are the father. Just take care of that baby. That's all I care about.
Supposed to drop bombs there, Jeff. You got to be on deck.
How far are we going, Cyber?
So to when Toranaga gives Blackthorn the command of the cannons, and basically gives him the thief.
Well, Blackthorn, the one dig out that I'll throw out there, whatnot, on Shogun is the Blackthorn face. The face he makes, whatever, whatnot, to like show or whatever, whatnot, that he's displeased with the whole shit, whatever, dissatisfied. Yeah. The face he makes, whatever, whatnot, is actually almost like, it's not funny. It's like kind of like grating a little bit almost at times. And stupid looking at times too. Like he looks almost retarded.
Do you want to punch him? What am I hearing?
He almost looks like he's like he deserves to get the Danny Award or whatever, whatnot. Like occasionally, like here and there, just through certain scenes. And just to be clear, since we got newcomers in the show, the Danny Award was inspired by Matthew from Born to Watch channel podcast. So I blame him for the Danny Award, but I of course created it. I'll admit it. And we give the Danny Award to special people. Oh, hey folks, sorry about that. Jeff S, aka True Knowledge, humbled to be the creator and co-host of the MCU'S Bleeding Edge YouTube channel and podcast. I'm over here playing around, like getting all my shit prepped up and whatnot and everything. That's why I was just slapping some videos out. But that was, of course, me dropping bombs on Shogun on Wednesday night on Chapter 6, killing it as usual. I'm here rocking this shit solo Friday night. I was going to take the night off, and the squad's taking the night off. We're not going to do the Magnolia movie review that we have planned. And I'm just going to basically bust off some solo discussion having to do with this Fallout Amazon Prime Video series is going to be coming out that we're going to be covering. I'm going to play the trailer. I'm going to react to it. I'm going to react to the Crow trailer, the Crow 2024, the remake. Talk some X-Men 97 and talk some Shogun and maybe even some ones, the ones who live, Walking Dead thoughts or whatever, whatnot. Talk about some of the Walking Dead spinoff stuff. Just a, sort of a loose, kind of just fun show tonight that I hope y'all will, enjoy and you'll be entertained. Again, I do apologize. I literally was going to take the night off and just decided to live last minute. So I'm kind of like throwing my shit together. But I hope everyone's having a good Friday evening and that you're going to have a great weekend. and welcome to the MCU's Bleeding Edge. We are, of course, the edge of adult-orientated entertainment these days when it comes to fandom and pop culture, news, rumors, TV series, events, and whatnot, and all that. We are going to be covering the Fallout TV series from Prime Video. We just decided to cover it. We're going to be doing our first recap of the first episode, I believe, next Saturday. So I believe the 14th or the 15th. I'll have to look up my calendar in a minute. But next Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, from like 8 till 10, probably, we're going to go ahead and live and do the first episode. Amazon Prime Video, for some stupid reason, is dropping all 8 episodes of Fallout in one shot. I don't know why. That's obviously a topic for discussion here, but I'm not a big fan of that. It did not help Echo at all. The Echo Disney Plus series, having Disney Plus just have them just drop all the episodes out in one shot. It didn't help at all. And I don't see how this is going to help this series either. I don't know why they didn't just make it weekly episodical, and have the suspense, of having people have to, come in and wait, to watch the next episode, like most TV series typically do. I'm not really sure why they're doing all that, but the trailer is pretty dope. I've already seen it once before. It's pretty solid. It's actually pretty long too. It's like 3 minutes and 17 seconds long. But I'm gonna go ahead and play it. Then I'll talk about it. And for the first time, I'm gonna pull up the wiki. I really haven't even researched this show and kind of mentioned who some of the actors and actresses are that are in the series. But here, I'm gonna go ahead and play it right now. Let's get into it. Okay, so as far as Fallout goes, from the Wikipedia, Fallout was an upcoming American post-apocalyptic drama television series created by Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan, who directed Westworld from HBO Studios. And it's executive produced by Geneva Robertson Dworet and Graham Wagner for Amazon Prime Video. It is based on the role-playing video game franchise created by Interplay Entertainment and now owned by Bethesda and the Softworks. I played this game as when I was younger, not a kid, but younger. Amazon purchased the rights to produce a live-action project in 2020. And the show was announced that July with Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan's Kilter Films, joined by Bethesda Game Studios and Bethesda Softworks in the production. Nolan directed the first 3 episodes. Bethesda Game Studios producer Todd Howard, who directed various games in the series, signed on to executive produce alongside Joy and Nolan. Robertson, Dworet, and Wagner were hired as the series showrunners in January 2022, and Walton Goggins and Ella Purnell were cast in February and March, respectively. Scheduled to premiere on Prime Video on April 11th, which is a Thursday, I believe. So it'd be the 13th that we're actually going to be reviewing the episode. The show depicts the aftermath of an apocalyptic nuclear exchange in an alternate history of Earth, where advances in nuclear technology after World War II led to the emergency of retro-futuristic, I like that word, retro-futuristic, that's really cool, society and a subsequent resource war. The survivors took refuge in fallout bunkers known as vaults, built to preserve humanity in the event of nuclear annihilation. 219 years later, a young woman leaves behind her home in Vault 33 to venture out into the dangerously brutal, hostile, savage, and unforgiving wasteland of a devastated Los Angeles. The games are fun. I own like 3 of the Fallout games. I never beat any of them because they're long fucking games. They're hard. Shout out to anybody out there else who, and feel free to get in the comment section if you played the games as well. But the trailer is really good. Really gave me WandaVision vibes. Just because of the use of like the like classical radio music and whatnot from like the 1930s and 40s or whatever the fuck it is, which is something that it does play off the game, right? I do remember at least that. Ella Purnell is the main character, Lucy McLean, a young vault dweller and the primary protagonist. Aaron Moulton as Maximus, a squire of the Brotherhood of Steel. Walton Goggins as the Ghoul, Cooper Howard, a mutated gunslinger and bounty hunter who has been alive since before the bombs fell. Kyle MacLachlan is in the show as Hank McClane, Lucy's father and overseer of Bolt 33. I don't really know any of these other actors or whatnot, other than Chris Parnell, that are listed on here as being in the show. But it looks really cool. I really like the trailer. I'm really looking forward to reviewing it. It should be a lot of fun. It'd be nice to see Amazon Prime Video actually create something halfway fucking decent with this TV series, right? Like, I don't see how they could go wrong with this. You know, I think most people out there like post-apocalyptic type movies and TV series as long as they're done correctly or done well, or at least like I think a large percentage of people out there and whatnot don't mind that trope or that genre of TV series or film, a la The Last of Us that we reviewed here, right? Which was a great series, to be honest with you, really well done from HBO Studios. And we'll be doing season 2 next year when it comes out. But I also dig the fact that this could be possibly, maybe like, honestly, possibly the best TV series ever made off of a video game. I don't want to mix it up with films, but this could possibly be, the best adaptation of a video game right here, based off that trailer anyway. Unless unless literally like that's all the best parts of the whole fucking series right there, which I don't believe it is, from my experience in that trailer. I don't believe that's it. That's all the series has right there, is those scenes. It seems like there's a lot more going on, like a lot that they didn't show, that they held back, which I appreciate and like. But this would be probably the best, could potentially be the best game adapted TV series ever done, if it's done correctly, right? The casting looks good from the trailer. Hey, Josh, what's going on? Look, I'm live and solo, hon. How about that shit? I haven't done that in a while, right? Usually I only do that when like everybody else has already left and it's just me. Anyways, it's good to see you, Josh. Hope you're doing all right, my friend. So, yeah, so basically, like I said, I didn't really think about that going into the show, deciding to cover Fallout. It never occurred to me, oh shit, like this might actually be like, because I mean, honestly, we reviewed a couple episodes of Halo from Paramount Plus a couple of years back, and it was not good. Like, it was not very good. I would have stuck with it, but we had other conflicts with other Marvel stuff and whatnot that we had to cover anyway, or Star Wars or something like that, or whatever and whatnot that we had to cover anyway. And nobody wanted to come on and review the Halo show with me after the first couple episodes. Nobody really wanted to fuck with it. So I've heard season 2 is better than season 1 was. I never even finished season 1. I watched a couple of episodes, more of it, on an airplane recently and whatnot and everything. I kind of caught up on some of the stuff I missed from season 1. But honestly, when I think about it overall, I'm trying to think of what's been made, out of video games besides Halo. And of course, there's those sci-fi action films based off of with Mila Jovovich from that really good movie with Bruce Willis back from like 1995 or 1996, The Fifth Element. She did that. She's done those movies, based off of that one video game. They did those Silent Hill films. They were okay. They were like watchable, but TV series, I don't think there's really been that many that have been made off of video games. I mean, I could be wrong, but I can't think of that many off the top of my head. I really like that trailer. Hopefully they'll release another one, like a teaser or something like that and whatnot, before the actual TV show comes out here shortly. We don't have like far to go until they drop the first, the first 8 episodes, right? And yes, we're not going to be reviewing it in real time. We may even possibly, who knows, maybe even try to jump the schedule a little bit and whatnot, and do some 2 episode a week type review type deal or whatever, whatnot, just to slam it out. We'll have to see. I hate it when they release all these series in one shot. For one thing, because it fucks up what we do. we episodically review TV series. So that's our shit, right? So it fucks us up because now we end up not being in real time with the show. But I'm not much of a binger, so I'll still watch it week by week as we cover it and whatnot and everything once it actually drops. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited. I love sci-fi, post-apocalyptic, Mad Max. Speaking of which, Mad Max Furiosa comes out this year. That should be a good film. In fact, I should have pulled up another trailer came out for that recently, and I haven't even seen it yet. The first one actually looked really good. But I really like Mad Max type style, The Walking Dead. Obviously, I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead and The Walking Dead spinoff series that we cover here, like The Ones Who Live, the Daryl Dixon show, Dead City. Daryl Dixon was probably my favorite out of the three, to be honest with you. I thought it was better than The Ones Who Live. But I love me some Rick and Michonne, don't get me wrong. I definitely do. But I dig that trope. I do. That's my shit. I'm all about it. As long as it's done at least somewhat decently, and it's not like just straight garbage, right? So basically, in terms of the rest of my thoughts on Fallout as a series, we'll see. I don't know. I like Walter Goggins. It looks like he's going to be like the one of the main characters, along with Ella Purnell. It's going to be the main character. I like Kyle MacLachlan. Walter Goggins is really good. He was in Justified and whatnot from FX, and he was in the Ant-Man films. He was in Ant-Man 2. He's been in the MCU, so I like him in there. I like seeing him in there. That actress Ella Purnell looks really good. I like her. I don't really know what she's been in. Let me pull up her IMDb real quick. Let's see what she's been in. Okay, so not much, it looks like. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children from 2016. She was in Kick-Ass 2. Wildlike, Never Let Me Go. She's been in Invincible. She's done voice acting in Invincible. Junk Mail, Yellow Jackets TV series. Star Trek Prodigy she was in. Never heard of it. Star Trek Prodigy Supernova. Arcane. She's been in a lot of TV series. Sweet Bitter TV series that did 14 episodes. Belgravia. She was in Army of the Dead, UFO. Ordeal by Innocence, another TV series. She was in Churchill in 2017. Okay. So she's definitely done some serious work. She's worked quite a bit. Born in London, so she's actually British. She's from the UK. Okay. But she's best known for her roles in Tim Burton's Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children and BBC's One Ordeal by Innocence and Star's Sweet Bitter. All right. Well, that's interesting. Obviously, I'm not going to watch all that shit just for Fallout. So there you go. Let's watch this Crow trailer that I'm actually very excited about and whatnot interested in. I really enjoyed the Crow film. The Crow 2 was pretty decent. I thought it was like a watchable film back in the day. Definitely not even close to being on the same level as the first Crow film, though. So this is the trailer for the Crow remake that's coming out in 2024.
What's the first thing you liked about me?
I thought that you were quite brilliantly broken.
You feel like my person.
You feel like my person.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I saw things. I shouldn't have seen any of it.
Julie! Julie! Please don't do this!
When someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. And sometimes something so bad happens that the soul cannot rest. Until you put the wrong things right. You are given the power of a god. But you're running out of time to save her. I'm gonna kill them. Every single one of them.
That was fucking brutal, man.
And killed you?
Yeah, you did.
We have a problem. He came for us.
First impulse. Anger. It's not anger. It's love.
Look at what you've become. You know that love promises only pain. You have no idea what hell awaits you.
No, I do.
How many people have you loved?
I'll never be alone.
I don't know, man. I don't know who that dude is that's playing the Crow dude, but like he be looking like he on some David Bowie shit from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like all like fucking like femmed out and shit and whatnot a little bit. I'm sorry, but like I was getting some of them vibes and shit, some David Bowie vibes from back in the day, back in the disco era type days and whatnot, right? No, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you what, that one shot where he shot that dude's head off with the shotgun was fucking brutal, man. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ. I'm surprised they were even able to put that in the trailer. I guess that must be like a fucking, I'm surprised there wasn't like some kind of freaking warning on that trailer or something like that, whatnot, before they played that shit. Holy fuck. I don't know. I mean, The Crow being remade in 2024. The original Crow film is so good. It's like a cult classic. Of course, Brandon Lee died during the making of the film and everything and whatnot. You know, that's why he couldn't be in the second Crow film. They had to recast the actor. That really impacted the second film a lot. They brought back the girl, the daughter, and whatnot and everything, I believe, if I remember correctly. There might have been a different actress that played the kid. I can't remember, but I don't know. I'm not sure what to think of that trailer so far as of yet. I don't know. I really don't. I'm gonna have to play it again and watch it again because I like the action and all that and whatnot. I would have liked some more like occult, I guess. You know, sort of like like type action, like some more like witchy, like not just so much the action. You know what I mean? I guess, right? Like something more intellectual to it. That guy's pretty built. I'll say that one thing about that guy. He's definitely strapped. There's no doubt about that. But man, I'll tell you, I should have actually probably grabbed the first Crow trailer from the original Crow film. I wonder what that trailer probably looks like. I'm sure it doesn't look as good as that one does. But yeah, that's all right. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I don't know based off that if I really want to pay to go see that movie. To be honest with you, I don't know. Y'all can tell me what you think. But I don't know. I've got to see another trailer. I think, to be honest with you. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it one more time before I render my final verdict on it and whatnot and everything. I've got to see a trailer at least twice really to like really kind of like get a good feel for it.
What's the first thing you liked about me?
I thought that you were quite brilliantly broken.
You feel like my person.
You feel like my person.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I saw things. I shouldn't have seen any of it.
Julie! Julie! Please don't do this!
When someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. And sometimes something so bad happens that the soul cannot rest. Until you put the wrong things right. You were given the power of a god. But you're running out of time to save her.
I'm gonna kill them. Every single one of them.
I killed you.
Yeah, you did.
We have a problem. He came for us.
First impulse. Anger.
It's not anger. It's love.
Look at what you've become. You know that love promises only pain. You have no idea what hell awaits you.
No, I do.
How many people have you loved?
I'll never be alone.
So is that like Ozzy, like Ozzy doing the chorus and whatnot with a rapper rapping on that track? Is that what that was? If that was Ozzy with a rapper, that's dope. Like I'm down with that. Even if that's not like live action Ozzy, like if they brought Ozzy's voice back from something else or whatever, I don't care. That's still dope. I fuck with Ozzy. But so that's Bill Skarsgård. I'm assuming he's part of the Skarsgård acting family or whatever, whatnot. I don't know. As Eric Draven, the Crow. And the actor's name is FKA Twigs. That's an interesting name. Or no, I'm sorry. The fiance is played by FKA Twigs, whoever the hell that is. That's a hell of a name. I guess that must be like a rapper or some shit. I don't know. Who knows? I like Danny Houston as like the main villain. I like him. He plays a good villain. I think he played the villain in Wonder Woman 2 or the first Wonder Woman film. I like him. I mean, I actually do like the action stuff. I like all the gun stuff with this version of Eric Draven, because in the first Crow film, Eric Draven was kind of like he had the Crow powers and shit and whatnot and everything, but he wasn't like good with guns and shit and whatnot, and he wasn't like really good in a scrap, right? So there wasn't like a lot of heavy action. It looks like they're really going with a lot of heavy action in this one, with this version of the Crow, where he's like really depth with like using guns and shit like that and whatnot, right? He actually knows how to fight. Like before he became the Crow, he could fight. I dig that. That's cool. If that's going to be how it's going to go, I can see that working. Like that works for me. it's a different take on the character of Eric Draven, right? It says here on the Wikipedia that The Crow is an upcoming American superhero film directed by Rupert Sanders from a screenplay by Zach Balin and Will Schneider, based on the 1989 limited comic book series of the same name by James O'Barr. It'll be the 5th installment. I didn't know that. In the Crow film series, I didn't know there were actually 4 other films. Serving as its reboot and the remake of the 1994 film. The film stars Bill Skarsgård as Eric Draven the Crow, a murdered musician who was resurrected to avenge the deaths of himself and his fiancée, played by F.K.A. Twigs. I love that name. The film entered development in December 2008, believe it or not, with Stephen Norrington stating that he would write and direct a reinvention of the Crow. It entered a complicated production process with various directors, screenwriters, and cast members attached at various points. Filmmakers Norrington, Juan Carlos Fresnadillo, F. Javier Gutierrez, and Corin Hardy were initially signed to direct, while Bradley Cooper, Luke Evans, Jack Houston, and Jason Momoa were all cast as Eric Draven during various points in development. Skarsgård was announced as Draven in April 2022, along with Sanders as director. Filming began in July, occurring in Prague and Penzing near Munich. The Crow is set to be released in the United States by Lionsgate on June 7th, 2024. Okay, so it's coming out in June. All right. It doesn't look like there's a lot of like known secondary characters here in the cast that they don't even really have the cast really listed here. All they have is just like 4 or 5 people. I don't know what y'all think. I mean, I don't know. I might go see that. It just depends on what the next trailer looks like. It might be worth going to the theater and seeing, you know. Of course, that's when Deadpool and Wolverine comes out too, is in June. But I might go see it. I might. And that's pretty much all I have on that one. I don't really have much else to say about The Crow. I mean, you know, you guys saw what was in that trailer just like I did. They didn't really give us much to work with in there. Anybody who's actually ever seen the Crow films already knows the whole. I don't need to explain the whole deal with the Crow. They kind of explained it in the trailer. But I did want to go ahead and talk about X-Men 97. And so since I'm going to talk about X-Men 97, it's only, logical that I play
that climactic battle in Wakanda is just breathtaking, and there's so many just amazing moments in this, and everybody shines in this. There's nobody in this film who doesn't have a bad performance. Everybody in this movie just shines, and it was mind blowing, and at that time, it was the crowning achievement of the MCU.
Are you masturbating over there?
me.
Yeah, because you're making the noise.
Come on, no. I'm sorry. You know what? One of my legs. I was like kicking my leg.
I did not realize my voice had that effect on you, Jeff. Come
on, man. I'm penis shy, bro. I can't masturbate right in front of you guys like that. You know what I'm saying? That's too much.
Oh God.
I'm insecure, bro.
Thank you, Kyle. Great.
Yeah,
job.
that's too much. That's too big of an audience, dude.
All right. Mr. Noisy McNoisy over there, what was your thoughts from seeing it for the first?
Oh man, that's a good one. I forgot all about that. X-Men 97, I'm only 2 episodes in. I've watched through episode 3, right? But we're from a review standpoint, we've only reviewed all the way through X-Men episode 2, X-Men 97. I really, I've watched through episode 3. I really liked episode 2, Mutant Liberation Begins. I thought it was, Bo DeMayo did a really great job with it, with the writing. He really did. I don't know why they fired that guy. Eventually I'm sure somebody's going to like explain it, whatnot. I still don't get to this day why they let him go. I mean, they are going to basically use everything that he wrote for season 2. They're going to use, so it had nothing to do with his work, obviously. But either way, I felt like they packed so much into episode 2. There was the emotional stuff with Magneto, with Storm losing her powers, right? Taking the blast from the executioner guy or whatnot, from his gun or whatnot, that like sapped away Storm's powers, but she saves Magneto by like jumping in front of him and taking the blast, There's the whole, at the end of the episode, 2 Jean Greys all of a sudden and whatnot, right? Because it's Madeline Pryor this whole time that's had a baby with Cyclops and married Cyclops and whatnot, everything, right? That Mr. Sinister created. And the real Jean Grey shows up at the end of episode 2. And we find out in episode 3 that is the real Jean Grey. Beast is able to, test her and figure out that the chick that shows up at the end of episode 2 is Jean Grey because of her age. Like, by her, like her DNA and her age, that the clone Madeline Pryor is too young to be Jean Grey, right? But I acquiesce. I thought the way that they handled the whole trial of Magneto deal in episode 2 of X-Men 97 was really well done. I really enjoyed it. The writing was outstanding. I mean, it wasn't like Shogun level, but for X-Men animated series, right? It's writing I wish we could see in the regular MCU, the live action MCU, because I think that writing has really been one of the biggest problems with Marvel Studios, with the Disney Plus shows, with the movies. A lot of it's really had to do with writing. The Marvels had a lot of different issues, but one of the biggest problems with the Marvels was the writing and the storytelling, right? X-Men episode 2 was so well written, so well directed, and choreographed from an animation standpoint. I'm loving the redo they've done with the animation, the little bit of an upgrade that they've added to the original look, right? I dig it. I do. Maybe some people don't like it, or they miss the old style or whatnot, but they had to clean it up for 2024, right? And I'm happy with it. I really like it. I love the way, especially the way things look in the action scenes. I think it's better. I enjoy it more to watch than the stuff that they did in the 90s, which is sacred ground, right? Like, I love me the X-Men animated series, don't get me wrong. But the quality of that animation back then compared to now is just there's no comparison. So I'm really happy with the animation. Episode 2 looked really good, right? And they added the element of the Rogue Magneto relationship to the series, which I'm enjoying. Eventually, they're going to bring Professor Xavier back to the show at some point this season, and I'm really enjoying Magneto as leader of the X-Men. I really am. I'm glad they decided to pick the series up where they did and include Magneto in this way. I was a little bit skeptical. I was at the end of episode 1 when I first saw him and I heard the voice actor do his voice. I thought he looked a little bit effeminate, but episode 2 completely got rid of any doubts I had about that voice actor and about the Magneto character in X-Men Animated. X-Men 97 right now is basically revitalizing the MCU. It's the best thing that they've had going on in a long time, right? The ratings are really good. People are watching the show. They're very invested into it. A lot of people are covering it, right? Like, I talk to a lot of content creators every week, to put people on our panels, on our shows. For every 2 or 3, sets of creators or YouTubers or, podcasters or whatnot that I get on the show, there's another, 7 or 8 that don't come on the show, right? Or that maybe I just talked to, you know what I mean? And a lot of people are covering X-Men 97. A lot of people are. And there's a lot of good reason for that. It's worth covering. That's why I'm talking about it again. I've already reviewed this episode like twice, basically, almost. And I'm still talking about it. But I just loved how they brought in and conjoined all these different storylines. The loss of Storm's mutant abilities, right? Which heavily connects into episode 3 and 4. They're bringing back the continuation of the storylines from episode to episode, right? Where they have like 2 or 3 episodes or 2 episodes where they have one story that sticks that falls across that span. They're doing that again with Storm getting her powers back. And those of you who have already went ahead and watched up until episode 4 know that she meets Forge and everything and whatnot, right? And he's going to help her with her powers and all that. But in episode 2, it was actually pretty emotional seeing her like leave the team and all that and whatnot, which did happen in the comics, very comic book accurate. I found it to be very emotional. I didn't cry or anything and whatnot, but it was pretty deep. And I thought the scene with her and Madeline Pryor as Jean Grey, where they had like a sister moment, that was pretty well done too. I really enjoyed that. So I'm loving X-Men 97 so far. I really am. I'm all about it. I can't wait to review the rest of the series. I can't wait to review X-Men 98, right? It's going to be a blast. I hope that they release it next year. And I think they will too, because I know that Marvel Studios and Disney are heading in a direction where they want to do less live action Disney Plus series and more animated, right? And that's pretty much all I got in X-Men 97. I'm loving it. I loved episode 2. It was a 10 out of 10. I'm looking forward to reviewing X-Men 97 episode 3 on Monday with Andre's Pop Culture Guy and the MCU's Bleeding Edge Report at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, live, bitch, right here on the MCU's Bleeding Edge. In the meantime, I'm going to wrap up by talking about Shogun, and I'm going to drop a Shogun trailer.
Hear me, my son. I alone will tell you the truth. Death is the only punishment here.
I have not told you my family name, but it is well known in Japan. Many years ago, a great injustice stole everything from me. I have learned one truth, that enemies are everywhere and friends nowhere. To show your true heart is to risk your life. Because death can come for us at any moment.
These are dire times. Hinomoto wa senran no you ni tachikaeru no wake. Doomed lovers, cursed kings. These people are godless savages.
Or maybe they just don't give a shit what you think.
Toki wa kita! Omori takabutta gyakuzoku kara Hinomoto o mamorane ba naran!
もはや戦議は終わったと思って良いのじゃな。
動けない!
その後、己の敵の正体が分かっておらぬのじゃ。
You cannot play their games. That's how they dominate. title reveres for the ages. Shogun.
Now, as far as what I have to say about Shogun, it's pretty simple. Come check out our review of Shogun Chapter 7 this Wednesday coming up. What would be, I guess, where's my board over there? 4:10 at 9:35 p.m. Eastern, 6:35 p.m. Pacific, just like I live tonight. Come check out our review. We're going to have a big-ass panel. Sarin from Movie Reviews with Sarin podcast is going to be back on. We're going to have Kim and hopefully Blair too from the Pop Culture Green Room coming back on podcast YouTube channel joining us. Imran will be back from Jock and Nerd podcast and YouTube channel. My little brother Aratha Khan Jassim, our friend on the Bleeding Edge, will be back. And Andre's Pop Culture guy will be there. Cyber will be there on the panel, and I'll be moderating. So come check us out. And that's all I got. And that's the end of the show, folks. I'm out of here. God bless you. Have a great weekend. Peace.
Yo, crank that volume, turn it way up. Get your weapon, get your blade out. Damage, then you gon' pay up. Yo, crank that volume, turn it way up. Get your weapon, get your blade out. Damage, then